Today, we're bringing you 5 of the most terrifying close calls ever caught on camera. From colossal rockfalls that threaten entire villages to jaw-dropping sinkholes swallowing city streets. These clips will make your heart race. We've got daring base jumps gone horribly wrong and tornadoes wreaking havoc on unsuspecting cities. Buckle up and get ready for a thrilling ride through some of nature's most dramatic and adrenaline-pumping moments. Let's dive right in. Now, when you think of Japan, sinkholes aren't exactly the first thing that comes to mind. Probably sushi or Mount Fuji, right? But on November 8, 2016, the city of Fukuoka became the unexpected host of one of the largest sinkholes the country has ever seen. It was just another regular day in the busy intersection of Hakata Ward, with commuters heading to work and shop owners opening for business, when the ground decided it had other plans. Around 5 a.m., the street began to crack. Slowly, almost as if in slow motion, a massive hole started to open up in the middle of the intersection. At first, it was small, nothing too concerning. But then it grew, and grew, until a giant 30-meter wide crater swallowed up the street. Cars screeched to a halt, and pedestrians hurried away in shock, staring at the ground that had literally disappeared under their feet. It was like something out of a disaster movie, but it was happening in real time. Here's the kicker. The sinkhole didn't open all at once. It was slow, almost giving people a chance to evacuate safely before the full extent of the collapse. No one was hurt, but the sheer size of the hole left the city on edge. Was this just the beginning? Would more of the city fall into the earth? The cause was traced back to construction work on a nearby subway line, and while residents feared it might happen again, the city's response was nothing short of remarkable. Japanese workers, known for their efficiency, sprang into action. They didn't just repair the hole, they filled it, fixed the pipes, and had the road open for traffic again in just 1 week. That's right, a 30-meter sinkhole was patched up and made good as new in about the time it takes most people to plan a weekend getaway. It was an incredible feat of engineering. And if anything, the story shows that while disasters can happen out of nowhere, with the right mindset, you can bounce back just as quickly. Tornadoes are nature's way of reminding us that sometimes things can go from zero to oh my gosh in no time. On July 3, 2019, the city of Kaiyuan in northern China got an unexpected visit from one of these monstrous whirlwinds. The city, home to over 600,000 people, found itself in the middle of a 15-minute tornado that wreaked havoc across the area. The tornado formed so quickly that many residents barely had time to react. By the time it hit, it was a swirling beast, flipping cars like toys and tearing through homes with devastating force. Locals managed to capture footage of the tornado's fury as it moved through the city, flipping vehicles and demolishing buildings. The sheer power of the tornado was awe-inspiring and terrifying, with its force turning a normal afternoon into a scene from an apocalypse. In the aftermath, the city was left with significant damage. More than 4,000 homes were damaged, 250 acres of crops were destroyed, and over 1,600 people had to be evacuated. The storm also required rescuing 200 people who were caught in its path. Kaiyuan isn't known for tornadoes, and this event was a rare and severe one for the region. It served as a stark reminder of nature's raw and untamable power. In northeast of India, surrounded by lush forests and towering mountains, lies Batseri village, a place where nature's beauty can quickly turn into something far more dangerous. On July 25, 2021, it wasn't the usual peaceful scenery that took center stage, but a massive rockfall, a terrifying natural event where giant boulders come crashing down from the mountain. A man standing in the village, camera in hand, capturing the serene landscape. Suddenly, the ground trembles, and far up the mountain, dust and debris start to swirl. At first, it's hard to tell what's happening. Maybe it's just a minor landslide. But then, like a scene from an action movie, the rocks begin to roll. At first, they seem small, but within seconds, enormous boulders the size of trucks are thundering down the hill. It's a chaotic roar, with each rock smashing through trees and homes like they're nothing more than paper. The man realizes the gravity of the situation and bolts into a building, hoping it will provide shelter. But these boulders don't stop for anyone. Each one tumbles closer, sending shivers down his spine as they crash nearer and nearer. The highlight of the video comes when one giant boulder slams into an iron bridge, reducing it to twisted metal and sending it plummeting into the river below. It's an awe-inspiring yet terrifying sight. Fortunately for the man, he made it out alive, but the tragedy of the event loomed large. 9 people lost their lives that day. The video serves as a haunting reminder of the raw power of nature, and how, in moments like these, human life hangs by a fragile thread. Nazaré, Portugal is famous for having the biggest waves on the planet, thanks to its underwater canyon that creates monstrous waves. Surfers from around the world flock to this town to test their limits against these towering giants. In December 2018, professional surfer Thiago Hocare found himself in a situation that was a surfer's worst nightmare. Thiago was riding one of Nazaré's massive waves when he hit a bump and was thrown off his board. What followed was a brutal underwater battle as wave after wave pummeled him. Imagine being tossed around by waves so powerful that each one feels like a freight train slamming into you. Thiago struggled to get to the surface, catching barely enough breath before the next wave crashed down on him. His teammate, David Langer, tried to reach him, but the waves were relentless. For nearly 2 whole minutes, Thiago was at the mercy of the ocean, with each wave pulling him under and making it almost impossible to get a breath. Miraculously, he was finally pulled to safety, exhausted but unharmed. Incredibly, despite the extreme conditions and the near disaster, nobody has ever died surfing at Nazaré. Thiago's close call is a testament to the ferocity of the ocean and the skill required to survive its wrath. Base jumping is like skydiving's wild, thrill-seeking cousin, with a few extra risks thrown in. You've got to be a seasoned pro with at least 200 skydives under your belt before you even think about it. But even with all that experience, things can still go horribly wrong. Take for example the base jumping incident on September 2014 at the Menara Kuala Lumpur Tower in Malaysia. On a clear sunny day, a group of daredevils decided to take the plunge from one of the tallest towers in the city. Among them was Annette O'Neill, who was all set to film her jump with a helmet-mounted camera. What started as an exhilarating freefall quickly spiraled into a nightmare. As Annette pulled her parachute, it twisted up like a pretzel, causing the steering handles to become nearly impossible to reach. Imagine falling at high speed, struggling with tangled parachute cords, and trying to steer yourself away from disaster. Despite the chaotic twist of fate, Annette managed to land safely on a street below. Her close call was a stark reminder of how one tiny detail going wrong can turn a high adrenaline support into a life-threatening ordeal. Her footage not only captured the heart-stopping moment, but also highlighted the importance of meticulous preparation and the dangers lurking even in well-practiced adventures. Annette walked away unscathed, but her story is a chilling reminder that even seasoned professionals are at the mercy of the unpredictable. Wow, that was intense! Thanks for joining us in this wild ride through 5 of the most terrifying close calls caught on camera. If these moments left you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping content. And remember to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. Got any crazy close calls of your own? Drop them in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring!